Welcome to the Blind Android Users channel. This is your source for everything Android, tutorials and demos, all from a blindness perspective. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Hi, this is Warren Carr for the Blind Android Users channel. As we continue now with our series on scanners for the blind on Android, we come to our third installment in the series. Today I'll be looking at an app called Eye D, E-Y-E-D. I am sitting on my home screen now, and today's TTS is Google's own TTS. I will now invoke, or rather open up my folder called the OCR and go find and tap on Eye D.
Folder, OCR. Page 1 of 5. Folder opened. Eye D Pro. Open navigation drawer, button, out of grid.
When you open up the app, the first thing you landed on is the Open Up Navigational Drawer, which is found on the top left corner of the phone. And there are two rows. I will start on the left row, and here's what we have. Directly below that Open Navigation Drawer, we got
Accessible camera button, row 1, column 1, in grid, 5 rows, 2 columns.
I'm going down the line.
Around Me button, row 2. Read text in image button, row 3. Favorite places button, row 4. ID Market button, row 5. Exit button, row 6.
That is what we have on the left-hand side. Let's now look on the right-hand side. Starting from the top right corner, we've got
Where Am I button, row 1, column 2. See Object in Image button, row 2. Read Text Offline button, row 3. COVID-19 News button, row 4. Contact Us button, row 5.
That's the last item on the right-hand side. Let's now go tap on the Open Navigation Drawer and see what we have. I will now navigate toward the top, find and tap on that open drawer.
Open Navigation Drawer, button.
When we open the navigational drawer, here's what we've got.
About version. About Us. App Manual. Settings. Invite friends. Rate app on Play Store. Update app. Change language. Data policy. Terms and condition. License. Close.
And that's the last one. Let's now scroll back toward the top, find and tap on that settings, and see what we have in that settings.
Invite friend. Settings. Settings screen. Option of accessible camera.
And that one talks about the accessible camera.
Clear data of Google Play surveys routed phone only.
And there's an OK to the right of that.
OK button.
The next thing we have is
Options of location and navigation.
And that's for location and navigation. We got
Select distance unit to be shown in kilometers or miles. Kilometers, radio button, not checked. Miles, radio button, checked. Options of travel mode.
Now here we are in the travel mode, and what it's going to be talking about is as to what TTS would be used. And here's what we've got.
TTS engine. Default TTS, radio button, checked. Google Map TTS, radio button, not checked.
Next, we've got
Options of See Object mode. If this is selected, numbering will be shown when telling objects in an image. Switch on.
And next, we've got
Language label. Use this option to get the results for See Object in English or your phone language. English, radio button, not checked. Phone display locale, radio button, checked.
In other words, whatever your language is, it sets that as a default.
English, N, US. Enable debugging label. Next to this label is a toggle button. Keep the toggle button off unless advised by ID team. This will help them diagnose any issue you are facing in using the app.
And to the right of that, we have
Enable debugging toggle button. When this toggle switch is on, debugging will be enabled, switch off.
and we don't want to do that because we're not having any problems with it.
ID.
I will now go back to the main UI of the app and we're going to try to scan something. Just to be fair, I am also using it in an airplane mode and I'm using the same piece of text that we use in installments 1 and 2. I will first start off with the read text in image. And if memory serves me right, I think that would tell us that we needed internet. I will tap on that anyway to be doubly sure.
Read text in image button. No internet or slow internet. Please disconnect and reconnect your internet or...
So
Read
that
text
is
offline.
not going to work offline. Next, I'm going to try the one that says read text offline.
Read text offline button. ID Pro. Go back, button, out of grid. Camera active. Double tap on center of screen to start processing.
Okay, I will now point it at the text that I have.
Take picture button. Double tap to take picture and analyze. Processing image. Please wait. ID Pro.
As you can tell, it didn't have any text to read. I will now turn off the airplane mode so we can have internet access.
Airplane mode, switch on.
Let's turn this off.
Off.
Okay. Next,
Pixel launch.
I will clear ID from my recent apps and relaunch it and try both of those.
Apps. ID Pro.
I just swiped away ID and now I'll reopen it.
Folder, OCR. Page 1 of 5. Smart Lens, ID Pro. Welcome to ID Pro. ID.
Let's start off by the one that says read text in image. Now that we have internet access.
Favorite places button, row 4. Read text in image button, row. Camera active. Right swipe to select camera button to click picture and red text. Take picture button. Double tap to take picture and analyze. Processing image. Please wait. Signing is today. We on to the 29th episode in which the NY discussion. ID Pro. Take picture button.
And that's all it read. Let's now go back and use the offline mode.
Read text offline button. Camera ID Pro. Take picture button. Double tap to take picture and analyze. Processing image. Please wait. ID Pro. Take picture but. We come to the 29th EPI soda in which the for discussion. For joining us today the S.
And that's what we have with ID. I don't know what is going on today, but it used to be that ID does very well, and it's probably one of those things when you want to try it and something else is happening. But that has been ID. Thanks for listening to another clip from the Blind Android Users channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you're notified of every new material that we upload. Thanks again for listening to the Blind Android Users channel.